What's going on, guys? Biker Dave here. Happy 2026. Hard to believe that's how far along we are in the 2000s. I have a new garage now, it's a one that I rent from a fellow. It's much larger than what I had before because I've moved into a townhome that has very small two-car garage, just not enough space for all this stuff. But that's not the point of this video. What we're looking at is my beloved YZ250 that is now a 300cc two-stroke with smart carb. It's loaded with all kinds of goodies and whatnot. Just I've been dedicated to this bike for a very long time. So I got other videos about it. If you want to just look for the playlist link, you'll see. But what I'm doing is updating the suspension quite a bit and doing some other fixes, updates, tune-ups, whatever you want to call it, enhancements. And one is when dealing with the lower forks, or the stanchions they may be called, if you see they're extremely clean, they've been polished, they look wonderful. However, there's a couple things you can do to even enhance how plush the suspension feels, less resistance when you just start pushing down on them, a little more responsive. So if you've already cleaned yours, it's actually recommended to do buffing or to do polishing to the lower fork tubes. There's all kind of videos how to do that. You should honestly do it when the forks are off the bike and when the forks are disassembled, so that you can actually rotate them at a nice speed and then buff them. You can start out with Scotch-Brite cloth and then go to 400 grit sandpaper, wet sanding it, 800 grit, then 1000 grit, and it'll end up like this, which is just extremely nicely polished. But one last couple of things. Notice, like when you're rubbing it with your finger, it feels smooth, it feels nice. But if you would compare it to maybe a new paint job on a car, and then when you actually wax the paint, how much smoother the surface feels. That's the last thing that I'm going to do to this set. And then there's another thing as far as enhancing your fork seal's ability to last longer. First we got the dust seal right there that I'm going to remove real quick. And then the oil seal is up in there. I'm going to put a little bit of a filter inside this chamber. You may have heard of this on some other channels. So first thing you do is take you a gasket scraper like this. I don't recommend you do a screwdriver with this. And then you're going to pry off the dust seal. Just force it in there and just pry it off and slide it down. If yours has never been cleaned inside of this region, I highly recommend it. Pry all this down, make sure that it's nice and clean. You may need to use brake cleaner or contact cleaner. Like I said, all this is best to do when the fork's disassembled. But I've already done a lot of that. I'm just going to show you guys how it's done. Okay? We're just going to make this a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is install some nice soft foam that's going to actually wrap around inside this area right here. And this I will spray, you can spray any kind of lubricant. Some do WD-40, some don't recommend it. I mean, that's really up to you, but whatever spray lubricant that's really liquidy and thin, very, very thin spray. You'll spray it in here. Now notice the type of foam, it's very soft. It's kind of like what you would see on your air filter of your dirt bike, especially a two-stroke style. It's very soft foam. Now you can go to lots of hardware stores and find various types of foams like this. Now it can't have adhesive on it, of course. Like here's the full size of it. And then I just chopped it and cut it by hand into about a 10 millimeter square or so. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But if you can find these in 10 millimeter squares that you can trim, and about 160 millimeters long is what I've cut here. I'll put links down below where you can get this stuff on Amazon, but there's lots of hardware stores that have this sort of thing as well, like for the in the air conditioning section of the ceiling and weather stripping section, you know, of a lot of major hardware stores. Anyway, so I'll put the phone on the tripod here and I'll show you what we're going to do. All right. So first thing we'll do is just remove the dust seal. So carefully, you know, take your gasket scraper, and you might need a soft mallet also so that you can just tap on it so that it'll get in there easily. So I will do that. Okay, so make sure you get right on the top of the dust seal, and then just tap it. See how it pops down easily, then move around. You know, you don't want to damage the fork itself, so be kind of careful doing that. And like I said, this is better than a screwdriver because a screwdriver will leave little nicks in the top of it there, where this doesn't damage anything. And for you guys who have never removed the dust seal, it's probably going to look kind of nasty down in here. You see down in there, it's going to look nasty. There might be, you know, dirt, mud, and whatnot. So do your best to clean all that out. Like I said, that's why it's best to do this with the forks off the bike. And if you're planning on doing a fork seal replacement, as far as the oil seal up in there, that's the prime time to disassemble everything, clean everything thoroughly. But if you really can't do that, or you don't have the time or the, you know, the tools or whatever, just pry this down. Take you some, you know, like put a rag down underneath it down in here. Then do some cleaning with you know, brake cleaner, contact cleaner, dirt remover, whatever your, you know, cleaner of choice is. You might need to do a little bit of light brushing, you know, with a plastic brush, nylon bristle brush. Just clean all that out. Okay, when you're done with that, slide her down. Now, let's look inside the oil seal area. Okay, now that we got the dust seal slid down, another area that's probably going to be dirty is in the chamber where the oil seal is found. Okay, see this up in here? These forks are recently rebuilt, so of course they haven't been even ridden yet since then. But if you see a lot of gook and nastiness up in there, same thing, clean it all out, you know, with whatever cleaning of choice you want to do. Just be careful, don't use any metal brushes. Make sure they're just little nylon brushes, you know, even a toothbrush, something like that. And get up in there and clean that entire region out. Now this is where you will find debris that is causing your oil seals to leak. Okay, and if that's the case, there's something you can do that's fairly easy. And like I said, if you guys you see oil slightly seeping down your stanchion right here, that just means there's probably some dirt or a little tiny debris that's holding the oil seal open, that's allowing oil to seep down through there. So here's what we can do to hopefully fix that. Okay, now there is a device out there called an oil seal cleaner or a fork leak cleaner. You know, it's a little device that's kind of flat with a little hook on it. You'll see those all over the internet. But you can also just take you an old debit card and just cut off part of it. Like this is an old credit card of mine. Just trim it off to a little strip. And we're going to use this to clean out underneath the oil seal area. So if you had a little leak in there, there's a possibility that you could fix it just by, you know, just getting up underneath the oil seal and you know, just dragging around inside there and see if you can pull out whatever debris is holding the oil seal open. Okay, so you basically will take your little slip of credit card and just slide it up in there. You know, you may need to use a little lubricant or something, you know, just a little bit of lubricant. Get it up in there and just work it around the entire perimeter of where the oil seal is located. Okay, and if this isn't thin enough, you may have to you know, find something even thinner, but a credit card is pretty darn thin. So just use your best, whatever you can find that'll work best for you, and just get up in there and just drag around underneath it, and then clean it with some you know, some cleaner, contact cleaner spray and all that. Just try to clean this area as best you can. All right, so once you've done that and you feel good about it, here's what we're going to do with our little piece of foam. Okay, now something I don't recommend you use is foam filter oil in here because that'll get sticky and you don't want that. You can use, engine oil, you can use premix oil, whatever oil you want, and just sort of massage it into the filter that you're about to install here. Just sort of mush it in there and massage it, get it in there nicely. And what we're going to do is just poke this strip of foam up into this chamber, and just mash it up in there, and it's going to act as a dust filter for your oil seal, which is, way up in there. It's a genius little thing, and it works nicely. Just make sure that the foam filter you use is open cell foam, kind of a medium style, very soft. You don't want anything abrasive as far as the filter you're about to install. Your little homemade filter, basically. And we're just going to poke it up in there. And you just go like this, basically. And it's about 160 millimeters long and about 10 millimeters wide on all the way around, okay? So just put it in here. Just cram it up in there, basically. I'm just using, bare hands, as you see, no big deal. Just poke it up in there. Okay, and I'm just going to use a plastic trim remover tool. I'll put a link down below where you can get those, but you can find these all over the internet. But use something plastic and just poke it up in there. Okay, you want to get it up in there, firmly, and then we're just going to slide the fork seal or the oil seal back up. We'll bring it back up in there, and we're just going to cram this all up in there. Hopefully it's going to act as a dust filter for your oil seal. Okay, so let me finish that up. Okay, that's all there is to it. Now we've got the dust seal back in place. Just make sure that it's nice and seated properly in there. Then we're going to clean off any residue. If you had any oil or whatever, we're going to clean all that off of the lower fork tube. Okay, I'm just using a little bit of brake cleaner just to get any oil residue off of there and just wipe it all down. Let it dry for a couple of moments. And then, all right, now after you've cleaned it and you feel good about that and everything looks good, the final step is going to be to wax the stanchion or the lower fork tube. We're actually going to put a little spray wax on it. So whatever you prefer, honestly, there's no one right one. I mean, there's Meguiar's, there's there's Chemical Guys, there's tons of brands of spray wax for automotive use. Okay, and like this one, we have to shake it up a little bit, and then we're going to spray a little bit on the lower fork tube and just polish this tube right here. So it's, it's very easy. What we're trying to do is make it even slipperier or slicker than it is already. Okay? So let me get this. I'll put a link down below where you can get this, but this is a Chemical Guys spray wax. One of the best ones around. Great for glass, for paint, plastic, a helmet, a street bike. It's really great for any of that stuff. So the instructions say to shake the bottle a little bit and then just lightly spray it on there. Use a microfiber cloth or whatever your favorite polishing cloth is and just wipe it in. Okay, we're going all the way around, obviously. So you just want to do this. You're basically waxing this tube. Okay, so, and there's, like I said, there's tons of products that do this as far as the polishing part of it. So whatever you prefer, go for it. Okay, do one side, then we flip the cloth over to the dry side and just finish it off. You might want to do it once more, you know, I mean, just to make it really slippery and smooth. And the end result should be an even softer finish, more slippery, which means the forks will be more plush and more responsive. You know, otherwise they kind of have a little bit of a jerk, you know, the first movement of the fork. So this is what's hopefully going to perfect that. Okay, so now we're just buffing it. There's no right or wrong product, you know, just use something that's really nice for detailing a car or detailing a paint job. It'll just make it really smooth and slippery. I know I've said it too many times already, but that's the ultimate goal here. And this is something you should do periodically, you know, maybe every weekend or every moto, or, you know, keep all this as clean as possible. That'll help your fork seals last longer and just help your forks feel better. Look at that finish. Impressive, I have to say. Okay, and that's pretty much it. You know, you'll reinstall your fork guards. You know, this is not a how-to on disassembling your forks, or there's all kinds of videos about that, especially with the KYB Triple S forks that come on, you know, all your Yamaha YZ motocross bikes from 2006 and up. But that's something you can do to just to help your forks last longer, your seals last longer, and your forks feel better. So yeah, looks great. Now we're going to do the other side and put everything back together, and that'll be it. Check out my channel. I got all kinds of videos relating to this bike and tons of other dirt bikes and cars and ATVs, motocross bikes, trail bikes, scooters, just all kinds. We've had our channel, gosh, approaching 20 years now. It'll be 20 years in 2027 that we've had a channel. And we try to do videos that help you out. So yeah, this is my beautiful YZ300. Tons of upgrades and mods and stuff done to it. This is 4-stroke plastics you see on it. The shrouding is all from YZ450F. Number plates, YZ450F. You know, it's a very involved ordeal. Custom gas tank, custom radiator mounts. You know, so what you're looking at is basically a 2-stroke with 4-stroke plastics on it. Took a long time to get that ironed out and, you know, and perfected and whatnot. Anyway. And this is my homage to 1992 YZ models, which had the pink and purple color scheme like you see there. So that's kind of why it looks the way it does. Anyway, that's it. You guys have a great weekend. It's pouring down rain here in the Atlanta area, so no riding to be done. Good time to work on the bike and whatnot. So that's what we're doing. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on our channel. Always adding new stuff. And if our video saved your life or helped you out or gave you a great idea, make sure you click the thanks button. You'll see it underneath the video screen. And feel free to send a donation. We really appreciate it. That's it. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you. Have a good one.